Hello everyone, I'm so excited about today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make these beautiful capelets. And the good thing about it is that it is reversible and you can use any good fabric, firm fabric to make it. If this is something you are interested in, please sit back and do not stop watching this video. If you are new to my channel, this is Nes Signature. If you have been watching my videos or you are new to my channel and you are yet to click on the subscribe button, please go and click on the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post new videos, because I post new videos every week. Drop your comment in the comment section and give this video a thumbs up. Share the link with others so that they will also know how to make this beautiful capelet. It is very beautiful and easy to make, and I'll be using 1 yard of fabric for it. Half yard for one of the fabric, half yard for the other side of the fabric. Remember, it is reversible, but if you don't want to do it reversible, you can just get half yard of fabric, then you can get half yard of your lining. So let's go straight to the drafting of this capelet. What I'm doing now, I'm marking out 3 inches for our starting line. Okay, 3 inches from the edge of the fabric. I mark out 3 inches, so at that place where I'm connecting the line, that is our starting line. So ensure that you leave extra 3 inch at the top before the starting line. The next thing I'm going to do is to mark out the bust point. From the shoulder to the bust point is 10 inches. So after marking out your 10 inches, okay, marking out your 10 inches, connect the line on both sides like so. After marking the bust point, the next thing we are going to do is to mark out the length. The length is 11 inches, so you can do more than 11 inches, all depend on you. You can explore your creativity in making this cape. Okay, so I marked out 12, that's 11 inches for the length, then 1 inch for the sewing allowance. So I went straight to the neckline. I measured 2.5 inches, sorry to say 2.5 inches. Then mark out your shoulder measurement, which is 7 inches. Mine is 7 inches. At that point where I measured 7 inches, I went down by 1 inch. I hope you can see for the shoulder slope. So I'll just go ahead and connect the 1 inch down to meet the neck line. I hope you understand and you can see clearly what I'm doing. If there's something you do not understand, you can drop your comment in the comment section. So for the armhole depth, I'll go ahead and mark out 7 inches for the armhole depth also. Then I'm going to, there is automatically the chest line. I'm going to confirm if it is 7 inches wide, which is the measurement of the shoulder. So I'll just go ahead and connect it like so. Okay, so first I'm going to connect the chest line. Like I told you, that's the chest line, and then I'll connect the chest line to meet the shoulder slope like so. Okay, so that's for that. So the next thing I'm going to do right away now is going to the neckline, going back to the neckline. You remember we left 3 inches extra at the top, so from that starting point I'm just going to measure 1.5 inch upward like so. Then I'm just going to slope it down to meet the shoulder the neckline like so. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to curve it to meet the slope. So before I quickly curve it to meet the slope, at the starting point just go ahead and take the depth of your neckline. So you can make it 3 inches, but I made mine 2.5 inch. So you can explore whatever shape of neckline that you want. It must not just be round neck. You can do it as turtleneck. It all depends on you, so you just explore your creativity. So I went ahead to curve the shoulder slope to meet the 1.5 inch extension that we did at the neck. I hope you understand. Can you see how I sloped it down? I'm going to erase the starting line there so that you'll be able to see it clearly. We are going to take the circumference of your shoulder. So measure your shoulder round the way you maybe measure your overballs, underballs. So measure the shoulder round, your client's shoulder round. So whatever I give to you, divide it by 4, then go ahead and mark out whatever it gives to you here. So mine is 10, so just go ahead and mark it out. So whatever it gives to you, you are going to add maybe 2.5 inch to it. Okay, I hope you understand. You're going to add 2.5 inch to it as allowance, as ease. Okay, that's why my own got to 10. Okay, I hope you understand. You add whatever it gives to you, you add 2.5 inch or 3 inch. It all depends on you. Like I told you, explore your creativity. So at the chest line, you take your bust measurement divided by 4, then also add allowance to that also. Then go ahead and connect it to the shoulder. Go ahead and connect it like so to the shoulder, and then down to the end of the top. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to make the bottom of this cape a little bit wide. So you can see that I've slanted a little bit of 1 inch at the bottom, so that there will be ease at the bottom. Like I told you in this tutorial, while sewing this cape, you just have to explore your creativity. You must not just be one-sided. Okay, so just go ahead and curve the apex of the shoulder at that place, that angle 90. Just go ahead and give it a little curve like so, like I did. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it off. If you have been watching this video and you find it interesting, educative, please do well to give this video a thumbs up, share the link with others, and drop your comments in the comment section. So after cutting the front part of it, I forgot to tell you, this is the front part of the cape. So I'm going to place it on another fabric folded on 2. So I'm going to place it on the back piece, and I went ahead to mark the starting line, okay, which is 3 inches before the starting line. So I placed my fabric on it, my front part, and I went ahead to trace it like so, as shown in the video. I'm tracing it on the back piece fabric. Ensure that they aligned well. So the difference between the back piece and the front piece is that we are going to come up by just 1/4 an inch at the back piece neckline. So we are coming up by 1/4 an inch. Can you see? So that's just the difference between the front and the back for the neckline. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. That's just for the back, and it's very easy. This is how it looks after cutting. So for the front piece, just go ahead and measure 2 inch at the bottom of the front piece. So what you are going to do, after measuring 2.5 inch at the bottom of the front piece, at the bottom, just go ahead, measure 2.5 inch, then just slope it straight line upward. Okay, just slope it straight line upward to meet the neckline. Don't cut from the neckline. Okay, I thought I actually videoed it, but I didn't know my phone was not videoing it, so I'm sorry about that. So it just slants from the bottom to meet the top. Okay, so I went ahead to cut lining for the front and the back piece. Remember, it is reversible, so automatically one part of it looks like lining. Okay, if you don't want to do reversible, you can go ahead and cut your lining that you're going to use. You can also use interfacing. So for this tutorial, I'm not going to use interfacing, so you can go ahead and use interfacing. Okay, for your own, you can use a canvas, you can use a wording. It all depends on how thick you want your cape to look like. Okay, so for the front piece, I'm going to bring it out again, the one that I use in drafting. I'm going to bring it out. So we are going to measure 2.5 inch, okay, from the up tip, 2.5 inch. Then you are going to go down by 2.5 inch also. So just go ahead and slope it to meet the 2.5 inch at the top. I hope you understand. So we are going to use this shape to cut out our pad, shoulder pad. Either you use foam or you use chest wording. Chest wording will be better because it's going to be easy. Just iron it at the tip, and that is all. Okay, so what I did, I used foam. It's a 1/4 inch foam. So this is how it looks. Okay, so for you to sew it perfectly, if it is chest wording, you just iron on top of it. Okay, you just iron on top of it. That's the difference between foam and chest warding. So you don't have to shift. So what I did is that I have to notch that place. Can you see? I have to notch it so that will not I will not sew one longer than the other. I have to notch it both in the back and the front, so that when I'm sewing, attaching it to it, I know that this is where I'm going to start from at the top. I hope you understand. Okay, so I went ahead to join the front and the back piece together like so, including the shoulder pad. Can you see? I went ahead to do that. Okay, so if it is chest warding, the opening, and I'm going to bring the fabric in out. Okay, remember when joining both the tutorial. Bye.